Good afternoon and welcome to another exciting episode of WC Conversations. I'm here today with the Strathmore Wheatland Chamber of Commerce. I'm Jamie Cramble, Economic Development Officer with Wheatland County. And Heather, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Heather Dougal. I am one of the directors for the chamber as well as the event chair.
Excellent. And Scott and Haley, feel free to jump in.
My name is Scott Silva. I am one of the directors and the vice chair.
Yes, and Haley Poirier, I am the acting chair for the SWCC.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that. Maybe we could jump in and talk about the role of the chamber and what type of services they offer to their members and to the community at large. Not sure who would like to jump in and tackle that one.
I can start with that one for sure. Thanks, Jamie. So what I thought I'd do is just lean into the strat plan that we did create, and I was going to read a little bit from that as the role, including both our mission statement and our values. Thought that those might be great places for us to kind of just share a little bit about who the SWCC is. Our mission statement is that the Strathmore Wheatland Chamber of Commerce is a business organization supporting the vitality of commerce by assisting members through commerce services, advocacy, and opportunities. And then we developed 3 values from there, and those values are inclusiveness, integrity, and impactfulness.
Excellent. Scott or Heather, anything to add to that? Or
As Haley mentioned, our strat plan was very integral into really taking the chamber into the next year and years beyond. But I think as we start to explore through the conversation, we'll start to develop and understand some of the other initiatives that we have. And a lot of the member benefits, and even with on Heather's side with the events coming up and a lot of the organization, a lot of the big initiatives and things that are happening out in the community. So I think as we start to explore through conversation, we can get a little bit further into detail.
Excellent. Okay. So I think with the role of the chamber, does anyone want to kind of talk a little bit about what they do in the community and sort of what they offer to the businesses? Like what type of services? If you were to join, I'm not sure if you guys is it possible to move in a bit? I'm just curious. Yeah, I think your faces may have been cut off. Sorry, that actually works better. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, I can speak to some of that as well. One of the big key initiatives that we're pushing with the Chamber of Commerce and all of our members is to advocate commerce vitality. And that is really a strong point right now since post-pandemic and this recovery. A lot of that dovetails into how can people become members? And once they become members, what can we then offer as far as member benefits? So that really is part of our role in the communities. We really want to advocate for all of our businesses, but also the vitality to increase their awareness, their revenues, and also anything else we can assist with community engagement. That's really part of I would say, one of our major roles here in the community.
When you speak of community engagement, Scott, could you give me some examples of what that would look like as far as either initiatives or sort of on the ground kind of work?
For sure. I'm going to probably touch upon some of them, and then I'll let Heather kind of elaborate further. But, a lot of our community initiatives really benchmark off of grassroots, getting down in front of a lot of our either tourist sectors, our agricultural sectors, our retail sectors, and really getting involved with them. We've got several campaigns going on right now. One of them, which we built off of from amazing past person with Wheatland County, Patrick Earl. He created Tour 564, and that's something that we're building off of now that Heather can elaborate on. But even as Haley had previously mentioned on other discussions with you, we've got a local campaign, a shop local campaign that we were heavily distributing through the Strathmore Stampede. And that involves shopping totes, and that also ties in with our Tour 564. But that's really where we have a lot of these initiatives. This community engagement is really being involved in all of the local events and also putting on some of our own, which maybe I'll leave to kind of Heather to chat about.
Sure. I just wanted to clarify a point that the chamber covers both Wheatland County as well as the urban, which would be the town of Strathmore as well, to make everyone aware that it's both and it's not specific to Strathmore. Yeah.
Very important point for sure. We've been trying to grow that message now. And so thank you for sharing that, Jamie.
And I think that's a big reason why we have Tour 564 as part of our working together with the counties, really to extend this awareness to those hamlets and villages and the smaller outlying towns near Strathmore. And again, that was spearheaded by Patrick Earle, formerly of the Wheatland County. So thank you again to him and everybody there at the county.
Does the chamber also encompass towns like Rockyford and Standard, these type of areas as well?
Yeah, we do. So one of the initiatives that we took this year was that we wanted to get to know the smaller towns better. And so we've been inviting some of the key leaders from those areas to come and visit us during our monthly meetings. And so that's been great for us because it's also put out a voice to those communities. We did just have Hussar come and visit us last week, and we will continue to do those invitations. And then we're also going to get out and meet the different people in those towns so that we can be a face to the name.
One
Excellent.
thing to build off that, Jamie, which I think is really important, is we are a Chamber of Commerce for Strathmore and Wheatland County, but that does not mean that we are excluding anybody else from surrounding areas. And we say that because we've got a lot of new initiatives that are probably groundbreaking in some areas where even through Tour 564, we're doing commercials and infomercials for a lot of our businesses. But as Haley mentioned, with the village of Hussar being in our board meeting there last week, it started a discussion that was able to allow us to connect with Travel Drumheller and work towards these initiatives. So it's very key, not only understanding our region, but the chambers and the towns and cities around our region as well, like Drumheller, even extending all the way to Airdrie, Okotoks, a lot of the other neighboring Chamber of Commerce and regions as well.
Excellent. So anyone within that Wheatland, the sort of the borders, including Strathmore and any of the other towns, villages, and so forth. Excellent.
Yeah. Yes. Anybody who has not been to Lyalta recently or down to Carsland, there are some great stops along the way that you can experience when you get out and tour 564.
Excellent. Now, Heather, did you want to jump in there and add anything?
Sure, I might as well expand on the event piece. So we've received grants in order to do 2 campaigns, and sort of now that we're opening up and really getting people to shop local, and again, really expanding the interest out to outlying places like Airdrie, Drumheller, get people to come in and get involved in tourism. So the first is our shopping tote campaign. So the most of the local businesses, all of our chamber members especially, had an opportunity to have totes in their businesses. And even if they didn't have a retail component, so they all do have them, people can go in and pick up the totes. In there is the contest information, and they go and they take a picture of the business, them in it, and then they post it on social media. They're then entered into draws for $100, and then the person that does the most amount of posts in the most amount of businesses receives $500.
Excellent.
So pretty exciting. And again, that ties into our Tour 564. So the businesses are all on the tour. So if you came along, people don't know that's Country Hills Boulevard out of Calgary. If you came along Country Hills Boulevard and you dropped down, probably your first stop would be into Lyalta. So maybe you went to the Lyalta Community Hall, you went to the golf course, then you would go back up, go farther down. You may go into, you may go all the way into Rosebud or Rockyford, or you could go, down into Strathmore. So there's hundreds of places that you can stop. In order to promote this, we have a grant for a videographer, and he's going out and he's doing little video segments of each of the businesses that want to be involved. So again, the contest portion is running until October, but the the video portion will be endless. So as members continue to come on board, they can also, as a benefit, be involved in that, you know, and hopefully next year we'll have the same campaign. There's a map, so we're really promoting local business and bringing people to those businesses.
Excellent. And so to find out more about the Tour 564 and sort of where the locations are that people can stop at and so forth, where would they go for that information?
To the swcc.ca.
Yeah, we're trying to also embed that map in our Wheatland County, one of our Wheatland County websites. I spoke with our IT manager today about getting that up as well. Just to add to that for the 564, I actually drove the 564 the other day. And it's visually stunning when you come up 564 and even when it connects with 21 and so forth. Is beautiful scenery there, beautiful valleys, and it's very stunning. So it'd be worth a trip for sure. And even to come into some of the other hamlets and so forth.
Yeah, and besides the chamber members, we've also added in anybody that was on the Infinite WC Mercantile as well.
Oh, okay.
So they've also got the opportunity to be part of it. And then also future businesses, you know, so all of a sudden we're seeing people that, you know, haven't thought of it before, or maybe we're on the fence of being a member and they're thinking, well, you know, maybe this is the time to start.
Now, just to clarify for any of our audience, the WC Mercantile is Wheatland County's initiative to connect its agriculture value chain. So producers, processors, distributors, and end users such as restaurants or, you know, retail outlets as well. So all the information for that is on our infinitewc.ca website. So it's kind of nice how that the initiatives are tying together and they're sort of leveraging off of each other. I find that nice, kind of instead of reinventing the wheel in a silo, that we're kind of working, you know, on the bigger picture together as a community. I find that, you know, a great help in my work as well.
Just to build off that, Jamie, as well, Travel Alberta has several campaigns right now that they've been launching that are not necessarily to try to take the focus away from the Rocky Mountains, but to spread it throughout on all of Alberta. So you're hearing a lot of different radio stations, the GPS telling you where to go. And this couldn't be any more, this is quite a timely campaign on their part because it's very similar to what we're launching. So piggybacking off of, as you mentioned, having everyone working in that same silo and piggybacking off those efforts, we're really hoping to see a big difference out here.
Yeah, absolutely. And Alberta is a diverse province with different geographical regions. And part of what we can showcase here is the Alberta Badlands, which is unique in its appearance as well as the experiences you can enjoy. Excellent. I'm just curious, as far as membership, if businesses that aren't currently a member but would like to take advantage of the membership and become a chamber member, can you talk a bit about the process, maybe the costs, and sort of what they would receive for their annual, I assume it's an annual fee for membership?
Correct. Yeah, I can kind of jump in on there on that one. So the easiest way to join would be probably go to theswcc.ca. You'll find it very user-friendly where you can just click and access. Immediately upon registration, you'll get a follow-up from one of the board of directors. There is an automatic response in there as well. And it'll just kind of run you through the process. So sign up is very easy. The costs are based on your corporate size. So if you're under 5 employees, between 5 to 10 or greater than 10, I believe there might be another segment in there too. That is then the how we quantify the cost for the membership. Really, after that, it's all about membership advantages and what we can then do for our clients and our members. So a lot of it comes down to, as we mentioned, advocating for them. So we do a lot of new social media campaigns. As you'll notice, we're gaining a lot of strength right now, both on several different platforms. That ties in heavily to Tour 564 and these commercials or infomercials that Heather was talking about. Just in the last, I believe, week and a half or 2 weeks post Strathmore Stampede, we were getting up on average about 1 new member per day. And it's part of just being out in the community and being, you know, at that grassroots level. As far as advantages, we do obviously have a membership health program, which helps with all of your member premiums, health and dental. We've got great rates on different insurance programs as well for business operations, home and auto. Several different events, of course, that we automatically include all of our members into, as you'll see now with the shopping local and also the Tour 564. The big one though that we find though comes down to is a lot of the networking opportunities. When you're able to put all of these business members either in a room or a proverbial room, if you will, and get them talking and discussing, as we saw just last week with the town of Fassar, Deputy Mayor Les Schultz, it immediately starts to manifest new ideas and new solutions to any problems. So the networking is a big thing. We're now going to be pushing over 100 members just in our Chamber of Commerce, especially with the new ones just recently signing up. So, you know, there's a lot of different advantages. Like we could probably sit here for a while and talk through them. What our key point to this year, to 2021, is really embracing these and showcasing them to our members. In the past years, there's been a lot of discussion on what do we really offer. And so here in 2021, we want to make sure that is very to the point, it is very effective, and it is useful, because having useful tools is what's key to helping people be successful on their own.
Excellent. Yeah, no, that's great to hear, Scott. As part of that as well, people would say, what's in it for me? But there's the other side of the coin, I guess, and is what can people do to sort of make the chamber better or enhance the chamber or contribute to some of their initiatives? So is there opportunities for people who join the chamber to volunteer or get involved in initiatives in some capacity as well?
Definitely. I might speak to that for a second, because we've had two very large events happen to us recently, and that was being involved as judges in the Strathmore Stampede Parade, as well as launching Tour 564. And two of our volunteers came forward. They're not directors, they are members, and we want to thank, Mary Lynn Martins. She is with the cooperators here in Strathmore. She helped us at the parade as one of the judges. And then also Christine, help me out, Christine's last name?
Madsen.
And she has been helping us orchestrate, making sure that all of the totes get to where they need to go, and helping us get them out to all of our members and future members. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. I just wanted to clarify something when we talk Tour 564, and maybe Heather can speak more to this. I think we're talking not just 564, which connects to Country Hills in Calgary and runs through sort of the northern portion of Wheatland, but we're talking the greater portion of Wheatland County and Strathmore as well. And if I'm not incorrect, am I, Heather?
Correct. We just wanted an entry point into the county, and that was 564, right? So, you know, again, you could go down Highway 9 and go into Carsland. That you could, you know, you can. We've incorporated totes, and we've incorporated videos of everywhere in the county, from
Excellent.
You know, Fassar, Standard, Rosebud, so Carsland, everywhere that is in Wheatland County would be included.
And could you talk a bit about the videos? I know one of your council members, or Cody, is working on those. Can you maybe add a little bit of light on sort of what you've done to date and maybe what you have planned on those? I know they're going to be short videos. And
Scott?
Yeah, sure. And thank you to Cody for all of his assistance. Cody's actually alongside Molly as one of our student liaisons. So we are actually working with one of our local business members, Chamber of Commerce member, who is Rocket Grid. Rocket Grid is the one doing all the videography. That has been coordinated though through our directors and through several volunteers. So that again is part of our community engagement. So Rocket Grid is going out there, and they're actually setting it up where there will be a final edit of about 30-second video, but within that there is probably between half an hour to an hour worth of setup and filming and interviewing within the clients. Within the members, sorry, but allows the members to really showcase their business through creative means that would typically not be available to them, or at least at this zero cost. So when you talk about what's in it for me, and I don't mean to put it out there like that, but it does come down to that. We look to offer our members opportunities that they would not normally receive on their own. Example, this commercial, you could not normally put together this for less than a couple $1,000s on a one-off instance. You're now getting this as a membership value. Later on this year, we're going to be introducing different campaigns that are also going to offset membership costs. So in the end, when you look at this for being an annual member with the chamber, you're going to see a lot of cost back or cost savings.
For sure.
But as you mentioned, though, with the video, yes, I think we've got probably about 25% of all of our members completed, and we are looking at taking a piece of that day by day, chewing that down.
I have a question. Do you have like regular meetings where members get together, kind of mixers or networking events or coffee hours of some sort? Do you do that typically throughout the year?
Yeah, I might as well share on that one. So we did start an initiative, and then, life did spin and pivot with COVID, and we do want to get back to what we called Connects More. And it is business after 5. And the whole idea is the ability to get our members and the public out to visit one another after work, after 5 o'clock in different areas throughout Wheatland County. So we started at the station. We've got a chance to go over to Origins and maybe share a beverage with folks. And then hopefully this will become a monthly plan.
Excellent. I look forward to joining one of those. I think that's great. In my experience with investment attraction in the space of economic development, I found that one of the most valuable things is just bringing people together and sort of finding out how they can cooperate and where linkages can be formed. And I think that's invaluable as well. Excellent. Anything else any of you wanted to raise or that we haven't covered, whether the work of the chamber or current or future initiatives, anything like that?
Maybe something we can speak to briefly is through our strategic plan. We do have a 1, 3, and 5-year goals, I believe is how we've kind of noted them down. I'm not sure if that's something we kind of speak to.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And just in a brief overview.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. We did set it out as 3 priorities. And within those priorities, we did schedule it out so that we have some timelines associated to it. Priority number 1 being strengthening and increasing access to our business services for all of our members. The next priority was to ensure that we strengthen our communication, and that's internal and external. One of those key elements was creating a website that was far more user-friendly. And again, we're going to go out and say and thank Cody for what he's created for us. It's also helped us drive more of our social media presence. And the third priority is operational excellence. And that is, more of an internal thing to ensure that we're taking all of our membership dues that we collect and making sure that it's getting back out there and using it for our membership.
Right. Excellent.
And what's key within that, Jamie, is those 3 priorities are basically scheduled out over a timeline that see our progress or growth over the next 1, 3, and 5 years, but also sets us up with kind of a game plan, if you will, on being able to measure our own success with as directors, but also within our business community to see where we can either improve, where we are having those successes, and what the things that we can celebrate, because I think that's very important. Is we don't do enough of that. We need to celebrate successes, especially community and collective ones. There's a lot of amazing businesses out here, and we need to celebrate those more as much as we can.
No,
Absolutely.
I couldn't agree more with you on that, Scott. I mean, putting together business cases of companies that have been successful in the area, and then it's a valuable tool when we're going out and trying to bring further business into the county to kind of show the cluster development, but also what type of businesses are here and have been successful in this environment. Word of mouth is invaluable in investment attraction, I think.
Well, what's interesting enough, Strathmore and Wheatland County have over, I believe it's close to 10 international businesses all within the county. Some of these are over $10 million revenue businesses. Of some that a lot of people don't even know because they're hidden little gems. So part of our initiative for the rest of this year is to make sure that people are aware of these businesses as well, but to celebrate these successes because they're huge for the community and they're huge for their businesses themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if I could jump in there for a quick second, speaking of celebration, one of our biggest events that we have annually is our Business Excellence Awards. And some of those international businesses have won Large Business of the Year in the past. And so we normally have it in January. We hope that we're actually all together again, January 2022, so that we can celebrate in person. We did a fabulous event this year that was promoted on a Zoom. It was a Zoom, right?
Yep.
And which was phenomenal, but we do hope to be in person again.
Sounds like you guys are doing really good work. And one thing I wanted to stress is that when I learned more about the chamber, I learned that you have very few full-time paid staff, that you are volunteers who work for the chamber, who are volunteering your time to make the community better and sort of help grow the business space in the county as well as the town. So I think people need to keep in mind that, you know, if they have skills and expertise and time, that they want to join the chamber and they want to contribute to the work of the chamber, you know, everyone working and pulling together can make it stronger. So.
And you know, to build on that, Jamie, I think
Mhm.
case in point is our chairperson there of the events, Heather. She's a brand new member and immediately moved into the director position. So there's that type of person that we're looking for is the one that wants to really get engaged and help out and immediately not sit around and say, hey, what's next? You know, where can I help? Where can I get involved? And the case in point was Heather. So thank you again for stepping up and
Absolutely.
good case example of what can happen.
Yes,
Yeah, no, for sure.
we would not have had the success of Tour 564 if it wasn't for Heather. She really took the lead on that.
Thanks, guys.
I'd also like to say that in our work of the county, I find that the initiatives that the chamber is doing are invaluable, and they're sort of contributing to the greater picture of what we're trying to do here. That, you know, we have one person in the economic development space at the county, which is me currently. And so things that you're doing in the tourism side, for example, I can leverage on that, and we can help to grow and profile our, you know, tourism sector in the county by using some of the tools that you guys are working on. So our community organizations are very valuable partners in the work that we do here. Yeah.
For sure.
Nice.
Excellent. Anyone have anything to add or anything? Nope. Excellent. And so where could people find out more about the chamber? What would be the best way in which to reach you?
Go ahead.
Heather?
The swcc.ca. Don't forget the part.
Thank you very much. Oh, and you've got one of the bags that you guys have produced. Very attractive. I like it.
Yeah.
So make
Very
sure you
nice.
pick up one of those and, you know, take your family, travel around, visit a bunch of places, enter and get your chance to win $500.
Where would people be able to get one of the bags? Is there like a variety of locations within Strathmore and Wheatland, or is there a central location?
Pretty much 90% of the, well, if they go on the map, about 90% of the businesses will have them.
The best way would be to go to the website that you
Yeah.
listed, and then they can look in there and there'd be a map that would share the location of.
In the Tour 564.
Right. And
Yeah.
don't forget about the contest either, the shop local contest, right?
Yes. Yep.
Excellent. I thank everyone for joining me today. It's been a great discussion, and hope to get updates later on in the year. I just want to remind everyone to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, you can go to Infinite WC. That is infinite.wc for more information on the county and some of the initiatives we're working on. And again, just thank you to the chamber for taking the time today to speak with us.
Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you for having us, Jamie.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.